Let's take a look back at this F1 season that delivered one of the closest championship battles of the modern era, a three-driver fight ending with Lando Norris winning his very first title. To see how it unfolded, let's start with how the points work in F1. This season featured 24 circuits shown here, and the drivers earned points at each one depending on their finishing position. 25 points for a win, 18 for second, and down to 1 point for 10th. Then on 6 of the race weekends, shown on the left here with gray squares, there's also a sprint, a shorter Saturday race where the winner gets 8 points, and each spot behind drops by 1. Now let's meet the three main characters in this story. First up is Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri for McLaren, both aiming to become the 35th driver to ever win a world championship. Then Max Verstappen for Red Bull, who is pushing for his 5th straight title. This chart below shows how many points behind the leader each driver was after every race of this season, going left to right with Lando in orange, Oscar in black, and Max in blue, where the dots at the top represent the driver who was leading the championship at the time. When we zoom in on the start of the season, we see that it opened with balance. Each of the first 3 races had a different winner, Lando, Oscar, and Max, but once the year settled, it was the 2 McLarens that controlled things. The black and orange lines stayed fairly close together, ending the first half of the season just 9 points apart, while Max fell further and further back in blue. Coming out of the summer break, Lando's DNF in the Netherlands left him 34 points behind Oscar, while Max was down here at 104 points behind. But that's where everything flipped. Lando and Max clawed their way back race by race, securing 13 podiums in the next 8 races between them, while Piastri missed the podium in 6 straight races. By the time Mexico finished, Lando had taken the top spot from Oscar, and going into the final race, all 3 drivers each had 7 wins, and were separated by just 16 points in the championship. Now, fans are fairly accustomed to tight 2-driver battles, but seeing 3 contenders in reach of the title that far into the season is almost unheard of. This final chart shows dots for how far 2nd and 3rd place finished behind the champion each season since the current point system began in 2010. Even just at a glance, you can spot the classic close duels in 2010, 12, 16, and 21, but 3-way battles almost never survive the full year. Just 13 points separated the top 3, which is the tightest it had been in the last 15 years, dating back to when Max, Lando, and Oscar were racing karts. At the end of it all, it was a season filled with drama, epic comebacks, and excitement down to the very end. And after a superb second half comeback, Lando Norris crossed the line as Formula One's newest world champion, just 2 points clear of Max Verstappen.